Hi everyone, my name is Mystic Mama. This is my first YouTube recording and I look forward to doing more. I am a tarot card reader and an avid spiritualist, aka a spiritista. And for this week, I am going to do the horoscopes. So I hope everybody enjoys it and I appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes to my videos. And thank you so much. So here we go. I'm going to start with Aries. So for my Arians, here we go. Let's see what's good. All right. So this week, Aries, you've been feeling super defensive and you're ready for whatever. You're ready for action. You feel like everything's been kind of moving really quickly, really fast. But the recommendation for you, Aries, is to try and take things step by step. You've either started a new business venture or you've had thoughts of doing one, and behind these thoughts that you've had, if you take the chance and you're not scared, you're going to be financially okay. There's going to be stability there. You're going to be fine. You've had to break away from things, people, situations, all those wonderful things in order to be where you are now, which is important because this is the time for you to get it all the way together. And any business matters that you decide to pursue moving forward, try to do these things on your own. Avoid dealing with friends and family because there could be some unexpected conflicts or hardships behind it. And in truth, as good as it may sound and how easy it may be, it's definitely for the better. So just take that into consideration this week, Aries. Lots to think about. I'm just saying. My next card is Taurus. And here we go. So Taurus, you've been feeling super grounded this week. However, you've been feeling like people have been testing you. You feel like people are testing the waters with you. They're trying to see how far they can go. And it's almost like they're teasing that inner bull that's inside of you, Taurus. And the more they pick at it, the more they poke at it, at any given second, that untamed, unruly bull's gonna come out and they're not gonna know what to do with it. So keep in mind of those people trying to test you, Taurus. These are bothering me. Sorry. Taurus, understand that you have people trying to give you advice on how to handle these people, how to handle situations without bursting a vein, getting yourself all worked up. But because you could be so stubborn and kind of carry this know-it-all attitude, you make yourself not open to the suggestions. So maybe it's time to take that into consideration. I'm just saying, I don't know, to each their own, but hey, something to think about too. Taurus, just so you know, the past is coming around. It's coming by, so be ready for any unexpected calls, texts, messages, any means of communication. The past is going to come around looking for you. You may not want to be bothered by it, but understand, but by this past coming around again, it's probably because there's some unfinished matters, things that need to be tended to, some things that need to be closed or some type of closure. So even though you may not want to deal with it, maybe it's a good thing to deal with it so that you can tie up these loose ends. Okay, Taurus? So now I'm going to move to Gemini. And so my Geminis. So Gemini, this week is all about communication. And just like blah, 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 just like communication, it's important to realize that with that skill and that fundamental piece to your life, you're going to get a lot of things across. So make it a point to communicate this week. Make it a point to speak up and say what you need to say. On the flip side of things, understand, my Geminis, that there are people that have been talking about you. And you've had a sense that it's been that it's been happening and it's been going on, and all these things have been transpiring, but you don't want to waste your time and energy on it. So you kind of just are like, whatever it is, what it is, I must be doing something right if everybody's got my name in my mouth. You know what I mean? Just be careful because there is gossip. There's gossip coming around and it may end up in your lap. So you may come across some bochinche or some gossip that you may not want to deal with, but it's going to come to you. And no matter how much you want to avoid it, it's still going to come through. Just saying. On a better note, keep coming up with new ideas, keep refreshing yourself, keep doing things new, you know, make your plans, keep things moving, keep things changing, switch up your norm, and just be bold. Dare to be different. Don't be afraid. Keep the creation, the creative part of yourself moving, because that's going to take you to new levels and new things that you're like going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, Gemini. So that's the word of advice for the week. Cancer. So Cancer, you've been really hidden with your feelings. You've been really like to yourself when it comes to your feelings. You only allow parts of yourself to show. It's like you want to be seen by everybody, but you only show bits and pieces of it. There's almost like an apprehension within inside of you of getting emotionally wounded or getting emotionally wounded again. There's things that where you're still healing from the initial wound. So that can be something that may have you in this headspace. So there's maybe things that you've been dealing with in silence that you're still trying to heal from, but because of life and circumstances, you never had a real opportunity. So now you're kind of like trying to deal with all these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just don't want to, you know, it could even be like almost like overwhelming. And, you know, there's some things that you have to just deal with, process, and move on. You've also been feeling super overwhelmed with responsibility. It's almost like there's this need that things aren't getting done, that you want to get them done, but it's like you're trying to do one thing and then another thing pops up. So it's like you're feeling a little overwhelmed with all that. Try to learn to ease some of your burden by not making yourself responsible for other people's fuck ups. So what do I mean by that is don't allow yourself to carry the weight of other people and take on their responsibilities or their emotional baggage and then bring it onto yourself. Try to just leave that out the door and deal with what you need to deal with within yourself, Cancer. So moving forward, I am doing Leo. So Leo, for my Leos, there's a new strength that has come over you. You have endured moments of darkness where it has taken every ounce of strength from you, but you've overcome it and you're overcoming it. You're feeling renewed, re-energized. It's like you're fully awake now. It's like the cloud has been lifted, the veil has been lifted, and now you can really see, and now you can really deal. With this new feeling, this new energy, it's like a newfound strength has come over you. You're feeling super creative and everything is just flowing once again. So let's keep that mojo going. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to seek out, though, Leo, so much recognition for all that you've done, and then you hold resentment because no one's really being acknowledging of that. You know, do the things you need to do and be okay with it. Be proud of yourself and do the things that make yourself proud. Don't worry so much about someone recognizing what you've done or like waving that flag like, hey, I'm here, you know, hey, stop that. You know, be proud for yourself and the accomplishments that you've made, and learn, you know, learn to be appreciative, and not only for yourself, but for the others who've been with you in your darkest hours. So try to be more gracious, try to show a little bit more sense of appreciation for those that have been there, that have dealt with the nonsense, that have dealt with the darkness and are still there. Try to be more appreciative of that, because those type of people, Leo, are hard to come by. So I'm just saying, word of advice again. Now, my next one is Virgo. Wait, I covered it with my finger. I can't. So Virgo, stop worrying so much. Your overthinking is driving yourself crazy. You know, it's like you're not only driving yourself crazy, you're driving everybody else around you crazy because you're just constantly overthinking, overanalyzing, constantly nitpicking and whatnot. It's like you're setting yourself up for the worst. I don't know why you're doing that. Take a second and just breathe, because good God, you're going to stress yourself out. Things are going to be okay. Stop obsessing so much about things that are beyond your control. You need to stop doing that. Again, you know, drive yourself to the whoo-hoo. Stop obsessing over that. Stop stressing yourself out over things that you can't control. Whether if it's the weather, you can't control the weather, so there's no need to get stressed over that. You know, you can't control certain other things in your life. Deal with what you can control and stop worrying so much about what you think you can control. That's not in your control. Just saying. Also, Virgo, take heed to your health. You know, take control of it. Understand that you need to pay attention to things going on with your body. Your body's trying to let you know, hey, something's a little off. You know, take that time to go and get yourself checked out. Even though you may not want to, and you may want to stay away from it, and you may not want to deal with it, you know, you have to take responsibility for how your body is and how you're feeling. And hey, who knows, maybe behind all this stress and constant worrying, you're just making yourself sick. So maybe if you took a second and just breathe, you wouldn't feel some of the things you're feeling physically. So if you're not feeling better, then definitely, yeah, go get yourself checked out at the doctors. So like that, you put everything at ease. You know, you have to understand that as much as you try to stay away from certain issues, certain dramas, certain things going on around you in your life, it always seems to find you. You're always caught up in the sauce. You're always in the mix. So just try not to get yourself caught up. And try not to get yourself involved in shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know, so there's chicks that want to fight, males that want to fight, whatever it may be. Just don't get yourself caught up in that nonsense. You don't need it. You're already stressed out about other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a word of advice, Virgo. Now, Libra. It's my next one. Hold on, I need to take a sip of coffee because I'm thirsty. Okay, Libra. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Libra. You don't have to deal with things alone. And for whatever reason you feel like you need to deal with everything by yourself. Try to maintain a healthy balance of life, because you know you're trying to do so much by yourself without, you know, trying to reach out a little bit and trying to just say, hey, you know what, I do need a hand, I'm struggling. You know, you're just constantly piling up, so you're tipping the scales, and you know your energy's down here because you're piling because you kind of let your pride get in the way of asking for that additional help that you might need for figuring out things or getting your life together, you know. Understand that sometimes one thing can outweigh more than the other, so you have to try to find that happy medium for yourself, so you're not feeling so much like, oh my God, there's just so much piling up on my plate, I don't know what to do with myself. You know, it's been hard for you lately to try to stick with decisions. You've been wanting to change, but then it's like you change your mind 1,000 times, so you kind of keep going back and forth, and then you miss out on opportunities, and because of your wishy-washy behavior, you get yourself, you know, frustrated and aggravated. Try to be more conscious of that. I'm just saying, try to be more noticeable of that reaction or the way you're dealing with decisions and decision making, because you could be missing out on things because you're just kind of like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Like, that's a lot. So stop. You've been repressing your feelings about a certain situation, and you know you deal with, the way you deal with it is with sarcasm. It's almost like a cover-up. You know, don't worry so much about it, because once you open up on how you really feel, you'll be surprised at what the reaction would be from that individual. So just food for thought. You know what I'm saying, Libra? Get it together. Anywho, Scorpio. So Scorpio, don't let others judge you based on who you are. It's almost like you feel like you're being tested. And in honesty, you've been dealing with things on your own, but you know, it's only temporary. Don't let people be so judgy about the way you've been moving, the way you've been flowing, the way you've been doing things, because not everybody's going to agree with the things you do or the way you do things, but there's nothing wrong with that. And again, this cycle that you're dealing with of where you feel like you're doing all these things alone is only temporarily, and things will pass. Understand, Scorpio, that for this week, your psychic intuition is kind of like on high, and energies around you are kind of like intense, and you could find yourself a little bit more drained than what you normally would any other time. You may need to just take a minute, kind of go into yourself, and when I say go into yourself, like fall back a little bit, allow yourself a time to regroup. You've been really guarded, and you've been guarding yourself and guarding your energy, and it's a good time to do that. Maintain that guardianship of who you surround yourself with, who you invest your energy into, because again, sometimes that type of transaction, whether if it's talking to someone about their problems or whatever, it can become draining, and you may feel a little bit more exhausted than what you normally would feel. And once everything is cleared and everything else is kind of like starting to settle down, you'll start to feel more of a calmer feeling, a more balanced energy around you. You're going to feel more like at peace, and things are going to be flowing properly and steadily. So take this time again, Scorpio, to just kind of regroup, take a second, breathe. Maybe it's time to just stay away for a little bit, maybe not answer the phone, just to kind of get yourself going, get that energy flowing, and do what you need to do. Okay, so my next one is Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, spirituality is calling you, and it's been calling you. Whatever the faith is that you practice, it's yearning for more of your attention. So whatever walk of life that you do, whatever you dibble and dabble with, whatever that may be, it wants more of your attention. You need to give it a little, try to go into it a little bit more. Try to get yourself involved more with that spiritual aspect of yourself. Understand that there's things that are not completed this week, Sagittarius. What does that mean? That you need to start tending to these matters where you start something and you don't finish, and stop putting it off. It's time to come to completion. It's time for you to finish all these projects, all these things that you've started doing, and finish them up. Let's put a bow on it, wrap it up, and keep it pushing. Sagittarius, you've been feeling super restricted, almost like you feel like you can't breathe. By work, whether it's by work obligations or in relationships, you need to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. So whether it means you going outdoors, enjoying nature, taking a walk, a hike, whatever that may be, give yourself a little bit of space so that you can get yourself together and be able to face and deal with these responsibilities that we call life, with a fresh face. Work can be stressful, so can relationships if you're involved in one. And sometimes we just need a second. We just need a minute to just kind of regroup and get ourselves all the way together. Embrace the freedom that you feel from that, even if it's just for a moment. Enjoy that. Give yourself that opportunity to just kind of get connected, ground yourself, and you're going to start to feel a whole lot better, and you won't be so snippy. You know what I mean? Anyway, Capricorn. I'm going to take another sip of coffee before I get into Capricorn. All right. You need to stay focused. Try to stay focused this week. Focus your energy on a more positive light. Indulge yourself in reading books pertaining to things of your interests. So whatever your interests are, get yourself in it, whether you find some good stuff online to read, or you find a good book that you want to read about some interest that you have. This is your time to do it. It's about learning new ways, improving your skills. If this is an interest that you're already pursuing and that you're doing creatively or work related or whatever, This is your time to improve that and to get what you need to get so things can start going. There's also like this sense of gratitude in the air, especially to those people that have been walking in you in this path of self-discovery. So you've been going through this journey, this cycle in life, and you've had people come into your life for a reason, and those are the people that have been basically there with you, helping you through these discoveries, through understanding who you are, what do you want out of life. These are the people that have been there advising you. And when I say there's a sense of gratitude in the air, it's because you need to show some gratitude toward those people, some sort of way of showing them an appreciation. You know, remember that dwelling on things from the past, Capricorn, this week may not be so suitable for you, whether if it's past habits, past anything, past relationships, friendships, whatever have you. You don't want to remain there. What you want to do is push forward and keep climbing and keep climbing, keep moving forward. Don't stay in that past mentality, because it's going to keep you stagnant. And you've worked so hard to be in a better position than where you have been now. Let's not ruin it by starting reflecting on things that really aren't conducive to your life now, is what I'm just saying, Capricorn. Let's see. Oh, Aquarius. All right. So Aquarius, you've been super stubborn lately. You're not really wanting to listen to some hard truths because of some of the choices you made. So you've done made some choices and people are bringing it to your attention and it's the truth, but you kind of don't want to hear it, or you don't want to face it, or you don't want to deal with it. Maybe it's time you take a moment and look at the way you've been living, and is there some truth to what people are saying to you? Maybe it's time for you to take a second and take a step back and re-look at the way your life is set up, how things are flowing for you in your life. And maybe there is some bit of truth to it, and you don't want to really deal with that, but you have to. It's time to put on your big girl pants or big boy pants, suck it up, and deal with what it is that's coming your way, because it's going to help you to get your life in order. Because apparently you haven't been making the best of decisions. Maybe this is a time for you to start making better choices. I'm just saying. On the flip side, try to get back in touch with your creative side. Try to rekindle that fire you had once burning, where you were constantly doing things that you enjoyed. Keep yourself creative, keep yourself moving. You're going to find more calmness and more peace for yourself. It's going to help you be better focused. And honestly, Aquarius, with all this being said, just try to keep your priorities in check and try to just get yourself all the way together. Face what you need to face, deal with it. It is what it is. And then get your creative juices flowing again, so that you can start to feel again that sense of calm, that little mental space in your brain where you can just be one with oneself, if that makes sense. Anywho, lastly is Pisces. So Pisces, you need to learn to put boundaries. There's been people in your life that have been overstepping them, and you've been allowing it. You've kind of been comfortable that way for a while, but it's time for you to really look back and say, okay, I'm going to draw this line in the sand, because people just kind of keep overstepping and trying to put their opinion in things where I don't really want that. You got to put your boundaries up. You can't keep allowing people to do that shit to you. What's wrong with you? You like to complain about it, but you don't really do anything to change it. So maybe this is the time to really say to yourself, okay, I need to start making some changes. I need to start checking people and letting them know what I allow and what I don't allow, because I can't keep living this way. Pisces, lately you've been feeling like you've been pulled all over the place. You're being pulled in a lot of different directions. Just don't forget to remind yourself that you're only one person. You can't please everybody. You can't be in 15 different places at one time. Learn to say no. Learn that sometimes you can't be that person that people can go to. Sometimes you just need to do what you need to do and focus on that, because what's happening is you're busy running around doing all these things for everybody else, and then your shit is just left there. So hello, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Make sure your shit is done before you go and handle other things. And guess what? If your plate is full, stop adding to it. It's just going to end up breaking and falling to pieces, okay? You know, you just got to keep going and focus on yourself, focus on your life and what you need to be doing. Pisces, again, I just remember, it goes back to boundaries, and those are the same boundaries you need to set with people that are constantly asking of things of you, asking favors of you. That's draining, it's exhausting. It's time for you to draw that line and say, no, I can't do this. You're not going to lose people, and if you do, then hey, maybe they were really good for you anyway, so don't stress yourself out so much, you know. But yeah, these are my horoscopes for the week. Next week I'll probably do like a general card reading for the week. Let me know. Feel free to drop a comment. I super appreciate it. I want to say thank you for anybody that's watching and, you know, liked and subscribed to my page. This is my first go around, so hopefully I did pretty good, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned and keep watching me. Thank you again. I hope everybody has an amazing week, a blessed week. Peace and love and light to everybody. Mwah. Take care, people. I'll see you soon. Bye.